Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Erin, the Infinite Intuitive, and I had a really strong urge to pull some cards. I feel like there is an urgent message that needs to get through for someone, maybe you. And if you are here watching this video, there probably is a message in here for you. And if it doesn't resonate, just don't worry about it. And it's probably not for you. But yeah, let's just get started. I lit my incense, cleared the energy. We're gonna dive in here in just a moment. So I want to first off, I want to say thank you, Divine and Holy Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you to my ancestors and my angels. Thank you to the archangels in the heavens above. Thank you, universe, for all of your guidance, for all of your support, and for always having my back. I'm asking for clear and direct messages and guidance toward the highest good for all. I'm also asking for protection from any spirits, energies, entities, anything or anyone who would harm me or my loved ones or my beautiful collective, or who would otherwise block my path toward the highest good for all, or block me from receiving and or delivering messages toward the highest good for all. Thank you and amen. Spirit, please bring forth the messages that my collective most needs to hear in this moment that they've chosen to watch my video. Thank you. Alright, so we're going to start with the Zodiac Oracle, just to get an overall energy of what this message is about. And Spirit says one more of those. Alright. Okay, thank you. So what is the overall energy of this message? We've got Moon. Okay, so something that's hidden, which, hello, you probably wouldn't be here if you already knew what this was gonna be, right? So it probably has a lot to do with emotions. And all right, so she's got, like, here, I'll show it to you. And the card is number 14. So that breaks down to 5. So if any of those numbers are significant for you. Looks like she's got fire in her hands, though. I mean, the moon, you know, like, can be such a powerful energy, and it does reflect the sun. And so, all right, let's see what else. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I think I want to do the Moonology Oracle cards, and see if we can find out what is this message about. So we got moon energy so far. What is the message that my beautiful collective, my lovely divine collective, needs most to hear right now? We have got full moon in Pisces. So we've got two, well, of course it's going to be a moon card, but it you know, this looks like a full moon here, and this is a full moon as well. And so, but this one seems pretty fiery, but, like, you know, this is reminiscent of, like, water waves to me in my mind, but also, like, I'm feeling the air vibes, and like her pose here, where she's, like, you know, she's sat down on her behind there. She's sitting on her booty, and she just seems very grounded. So, like, to me, this one's got all the elements. This one here is obviously going to be very watery. It's Pisces, I mean, but it's also going to be, like, a little bit out there. So balancing spirituality and practicality is this full moon in Pisces card. So something that's hidden, but it's like, I feel like, okay, so whatever this message is, it's like, it's got every energy, you know, it's got all 4 elements to it. Like, there's a lot going on. Or maybe, so I think that, you know, whoever this message is for is trying really hard or needs, maybe possibly needs to really focus on balancing different areas of your life. Obviously, spirituality and practicality. Okay, let's keep going and get a spirit animal oracle and see what else we can discover about what spirit wants us to know right now. What are you trying to say to me? Divine and Holy Spirit, what are you trying to say to Mama E? Because I'd really like to know. I want to get this message out to my viewers and, you know, help them if I can in any way. So, what are you trying to tell me? What's this message about? What's going on? That was like a whole stack. I mean, there's like 6 or 7 here, so it's too many, and I don't think that that's really what Spirit has in mind. Anyway, I think that was just my fumble fingers. But yeah, let's try to get, you know, maybe 1 or 2 cards or something like that. Just a little bit more, a little bit more. Every day I love her just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Every day I love her just a little bit more, and she loves me the same. I don't know why that just popped into my head. I haven't heard that song in quite a few years, actually, but every once in a while, I do think of it every once in a while. I think this one's wanting to come out. So we've got Fox Spirit, think on your feet. All right, so this is number 27, which breaks down to a 9. So if that's at all significant for you, Spirit's telling me, no, don't stop, keep going. There's more. Okay, well, we got the B Spirit, sweet results await. So let me put these in the order that they're coming out here so that I can kind of maybe. So that's number 7. So we got 27 and number 7. So 7 might be a significant number for you. It is also, to me, it represents, oh, and now we have 57. So like, I feel like 27, 7, and 57, there's 3 7s there. I mean, I know that 27, 57, they break down to different numbers, but as I was beginning to say, 7 to me represents, I feel like this needs to come up here. No, we're gonna keep it. I don't know. I might move it. We'll see. Anyway, 7 to me represents like a divinely guided message. So this is definitely, you know, something that Spirit is bringing forth for you, and God and the universe, and, you know, however you want to think of it. But, you know, this is a divinely guided message that I am meant to bring to you today. You are supposed to be hearing this. There's something in here for you if you're here still right now with me. So that being said, so give me just a moment to kind of gather my thoughts here. All right, so I didn't even say what this one was. It's 57 and it's Squirrel Spirit, believe in yourself. And then this was the bee. I don't know if I held it up, but look how cute he is. I love bees. They're so important. If you know, we couldn't survive without the bees. I don't know, maybe there's something in your life that is being a little bit overlooked that you think you might be able to live without, but if it were to disappear, you would, you know, your life would start falling apart pretty quickly. And and devastatingly. So, and honestly, it might be your spirituality. It might be time, I think that it is a time for you to focus on balancing spirituality with practicality. I feel like you've been leaning too much on your practical side and logical thinking and, trying to think everything through, but that puts you sometimes into a monkey mind type of thinking where, you start spiraling into like the negative thoughts and, negative self-talk and, just basically telling yourself all the reasons why you suck yourself and why everybody else sucks and why the world sucks, and like, that's no place to be, and it's not even true. Like it's really false, and it's that's just an energy. It's a negative energy that has come to you and that you have allowed in, because you're not connecting with your spirituality enough. Maybe you think you are, maybe you are connecting some, but I'm here to tell you right now that it's not enough, and you really need to focus more on spirituality and try to balance that in your life, because like you're like, this is the scales. I'm a Libra, so like, okay, we got the scales, right? And like practicality and logical thinking is like weighing you way down here, and it's bringing you down. It's literally bringing you down. So like, you really need to reconnect with your spiritual side, get in touch with God, get in touch with Buddha. I mean, I don't know who you might worship, if anyone, and maybe you just worship yourself, and maybe you're learning how to love yourself, and that's fantastic. And I don't mean worship yourself in any kind of like a super narcissistic way that's like, psychoses or whatever, I don't know, but just learning how to love yourself. So anyway, moving on from that, I feel like I really needed to hammer that home, that you really do need to reconnect with your guides, with your with spirit, with source, or with God. Pray. You need to pray. Yeah, that's coming through really loud right now. You really need to pray. I know that there are many people that don't really believe in the power of prayer, but your intentions and the words that you speak, and like, I don't know, you might not pray out loud, but you should. And the words that you speak have a dramatic effect on your life and everyone else's. I mean, you're sending ripples out into the world, and the universe responds to that. It's responding to the energy and the words that you're putting out there. So if you're constantly thinking negative thoughts and saying negative things, and if you're always in a pessimistic type of mindset, then that's the energy you're putting out. And the universe is responding by giving you more of that same type of energy, because the universe doesn't know what you want. The universe only knows what you tell, what you say, what you do, what you think. It only knows what you're putting out there. It can only match the vibration that you're putting out there. So you really need to reconnect. You need to pray, and you need to have faith that prayer is meaningful. That being said, Spirit really wants you to also not only believe, have faith in a higher power or in God or in the universe, and have faith that the universe always has your back, but God wants you to believe in yourself. That's why, that's the whole point. That's why we're here, is, we are here for a purpose. And there is nobody else in this world that is you. There is nobody else in this world that can give to us what you can give to us. Just like there's nobody in the world that can give back to the world what I can give. We are all unique, and we all have important stories to tell, and we all have, a unique perspective. And, You know, we've all been through different things, and some of us have share experiences, and we can connect, and we can, you know, sympathize and empathize with those things, and that's wonderful. Like, connection is really like the basis of why we're here too. Like, I mean, we are, each and every single one of us, so important, or we wouldn't be here, bet. And we are also infinitely loved, always infinitely loved. And when we believe that, and we believe in ourselves, and we have faith that the universe will always have our back, and that our needs are always going to be met, and we're always going to be provided for, well, then that's what we're going, that's the vibration that we're putting out. When we have that faith, and when that's what we believe, that's what we're putting out, and that's what we're going to get back. So here's the thing. You really need to, okay, so when those, anytime that those negative thoughts start coming in, or you hear yourself, and what's coming out of your mouth isn't really the most pleasant, and it's not very positive, you know, you got to be quick about it, and just really try to take notice, like right away, when that negativity starts creeping in, so that you can really like flip the switch on it. Like, you have the ability to do that. You just have to replace that negativity with, you know, something more positive, something also true. You know, your mind will believe anything that you tell it. So if you tell it lies about yourself, and you tell it negativities about yourself, it's going to believe you. So, you know what I mean? But if you're saying things like, I am worthy, I am loved, I am, you know, infinitely provided for, infinitely loved, you know, like, I am worthy, and I matter, and, you know, like, I'm strong, and all these things. Like, you say these things to yourself on a regular basis, and it will really start to change the way that your brain, like, it changes your thought patterns, it changes the way your brain works. You start thinking better about yourself, and like, that is really one of the first steps in teaching yourself how to love yourself, if you don't yet know how to do that. And a lot of people don't, you know, and I honestly, like, I'm still working on it, but I've come a long way. I mean, I grew up abused, you know, and I don't really feel like my family of origin loved me, like, in any real kind of way. And so, like, it took me, you know, I'm 38. It took me till I was probably 35 to have any kind of feeling of worthiness about myself. So it's really only in the last few years, and believe me, I still have many moments where I fall into that pit, you know, of unworthiness, where I don't feel good enough, where I feel like, you know, I'm a burden to my friends and my family, you know, and that sometimes, you know, even sometimes it will creep in, that thought or that feeling like, you know, the world would be better off without me. And that's terrible. Like, the truth is, if you are here, the world is better for it. Damn straight. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you've done really horrible things, and neither does Spirit, neither does God. We're all sinners. We all make mistakes. We all do stupid shit, you know? But we're here for a reason, and we can change, and we can grow. We can learn and evolve and become better humans. So anyway, yeah, so you, like, I don't think that, you know, the people here watching this, like, I don't really think, no, definitely that message is at least for one of you or some of you. And no matter, I mean, it's no matter your past, no matter what your past is, you can change. You just have to really notice, when you're going down the wrong path, that negative self-talk, and like, you'll feel it, you know. So what's going to happen is you start to change your thought patterns from, you know, negative self-talk and to more like self-love ways of thinking about yourself and talking to yourself and treating yourself, and even, you know, doing things for yourself to show yourself that you love yourself. Like, just taking care of yourself. Like, you know, bathing is an act of self-love. Going to the doctor when you're sick or when something's wrong and you don't know what it is, and you know, that's self-love. Asking for help when you're overwhelmed, that is an act of self-love. It's not just like bubble baths and spa days and getting your nails and your toe, you know, you're getting a manicure and a pedicure. Like, I don't do that. I mean, yeah, I do my nails myself. I paint my toes myself. Like, you know what I mean? But doing those things are still acts of self-love, because I'm showing myself that I care. I care enough about myself to take care of myself, you know? And now, no, I mean, I'm not saying that you're always going to be able to do those things, because things happen, shit happens, life happens, people get sick, you have kids, you got just things going on. So, you know, you're not always going to be able to do all of the self-care stuff that you want to do and maybe need to do, but at bare minimum, you need to talk to yourself the same way that you would talk to your own child that you love and that you would never want to hurt, you know? At bare minimum, speak to yourself lovingly. Even if you can't give yourself anything or do any kind of acts of love, you know, speak to yourself lovingly. And once, you know, as your thought patterns start to change, you know, life, your whole mindset, your whole outlook will change with it. And it might be a little uncomfortable. I mean, you might not be used to it. It might feel like, I mean, I don't know, if you've never really said nice things to yourself about yourself or to other people about yourself, like, you might at first feel like, you know, and maybe even others will judge you as like, oh, you know, they're just conceited, they're full of themselves, you know, they've got such a big ego. But that's, you know, and I know that that's not true. That, you know, you have worked long and hard to try to, you know, change those patterns, and to learn how to love yourself. So don't, like, just make sure that you kind of turn off that outside noise, because nobody else knows what you've been through. Nobody else knows how you feel, and they don't matter. None of them matter. The people that matter, they can see you. They know who you are. You know, there are people that you can know for years and years and years that will never truly know who you are, because they just have some preconceived notion of who they think you are, and it's just not, you know. But you can meet someone in a matter of moments, or, I mean, that's, you know, that's, I don't know, but yeah, like, you can meet someone and not know them very long at all, and you can feel like they understand you better than anyone else ever has. You know what I mean? So, like, that's what I mean. Like, when you really start to love yourself, as life is going to open up in a big way for you. And like I said, it might feel a bit uncomfortable. You're going to be outside of your comfort zone, for sure. But things will start changing for the better. And, you know, you might even kind of attract love into your life, because you're going to be vibrating so much higher that you might attract like a healthier love into your life. Let's see. I want to let's do the Sacred Creators Oracle. This is one of my newer decks, and I love it already, and I want to use it as much as possible. So let's see what else Spirit's got for us. What else? What else do we need to know? What else does my lovely Divine Collective need to know today, right now? we have cozy up with risk. So, yeah, I mean, okay, so like, okay, we're just gonna take them. Loving yourself can feel risky. Like, that's true. It's absolutely true. Because like I said, you know, people can think that you're just being conceited. You know, you can, it's risky because like you're gonna lose people that don't really love you, that aren't really for you, that, you know, you think that they're your people and that they care about you, but they really don't. And, you know, they're attached to the version of you that doesn't love yourself, right? So when you start loving yourself, they're kind of going to fall out of your life. Some may be more dramatic than others. Some might not, you know, some might not just leave quietly, is what I'm trying to say. So, all right, one step ahead is all you need. External validation and befriend the word polarize. Yeah, so your self-love could end up being polarizing for some of your relationships, and that's not a bad thing, because you don't really want you don't want people in your life that don't truly care about you and want the best for you. And you be damn sure the best for you is loving yourself, because if you don't love yourself and put yourself first, then who's gonna, you know, you gotta do it. You gotta, and that's just a law of the land. Yeah, and I just feel like really every time this external validation card comes out, I feel like, because it's got here, I'll show you, it's got like, those to me look like noise canceling headphones, right? So I think what it's trying to say is like, you really need to kind of like block out that outer noise, because no matter what you do in your life, you're going to be criticized, and you're also going to be loved. There's going to be people that don't like you for whatever you do, no matter what it is. And there's going to be people who love you for what you do, no matter what it is. And some of the people that love you for what you do when you don't love yourself, they're loving you because of all the things that you're doing for them. You know, when you start loving yourself, you're going to be doing things for yourself a lot more. You know, you're going to put yourself first. You're going to do all the things that you've always wanted to do for yourself, but you've always felt like we're too selfish. And there's going to be people that don't like that. And that's okay. Befriend the word polarize. Befriend the word polarize. So yeah, get comfy, get cozy with risk, and befriend the word polarize. So yeah, like get comfortable with that risk of losing people, because it's gonna happen, and that's okay. That's really what you want. And I know it might sound scary. So listen, just start small. You know, you don't have to make any huge changes overnight. Like, just start being gentler with yourself. You know, don't be so hard on yourself. You know, just when you notice the negative thought, try to turn it into something positive. Like, and quit saying you're sorry all the time to everyone, because you don't have anything to be sorry for. You don't need to apologize for your existence. So for example, instead of like when you show up late, instead of like berating yourself, I'm always late, you know, just be gentle with yourself. Like, I needed extra time today. And like, also, you know, balance spirituality and practicality. If you're running late, that's God protecting you from something. That's, you know, the universe is guiding you. Like, there's a reason you're late. There could have been a car accident that you could have gotten into if you hadn't been running late, you know. And so when you show up to wherever you're going and you're a little bit late or whatever, even if you're a lot late, instead of saying, I'm so sorry for being late, say, thank you for waiting for me. Doesn't that feel so much better? Thank you. Express gratitude. When anxiety sets in, think about the things you're grateful for. Express gratitude, and it literally will just eradicate the anxiety. I mean, I can't believe how quickly it can turn it around for me. You know, and I know everybody's different. It might not work as well for you, and it might take a lot of practice, and that's okay. But really, you just need to take one step today. One step. One step ahead is all you need, number 41, which breaks down to 5. 5 for me is all about change. So one step ahead, one little change in the way that you talk to yourself. Just be kinder. And you'll see, too, as you start being kinder and more loving to yourself, you're going to be kinder and more loving to those around you. And there isn't going to be any real good reason for people to not like you because of that, other than they were benefiting somehow from you not loving yourself. So, do you want people like that in your life? Nah. 61, 25, and this 61 breaks down to 7 as well, cozy up with risk. So Spirit is saying, yeah, like, they know it's risky business when you start loving yourself and you start like taking life by the horns and doing what, you know, is good for you and what's right for you and following your path. Like, it's risky because you're going to lose connections that you think you need, but you don't. You really don't. You need to block that out. Even that idea that you need those people, because you don't. You don't need that external validation. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself. You have what it takes because you you know what do squirrels do? Like, they hoard their acorns for winter. And I feel like, you know, you've kind of been just like hoarding. I mean, this sounds silly, but all the acorns are like pieces of you that you've just like kept quiet about and kept to yourself. But winter's coming. I know we're still in summer, but maybe, you know, come winter, you'll be willing to share some of those acorns because you're going to be feeling a little more loving towards yourself and more confident. You're going to have more belief in yourself, more self-confidence, and you're going to start sharing those acorns. And when you share all those little things about yourself that you've kept hidden because, you know, you don't want to make any waves and you don't want to upset anybody, I'm telling you, people are going to be pissed off no matter what you do, whether it's what you want to do or not. Whether you're following your passion or theirs, there's going to be people pissed off about it, right? You might as well follow your own. You're going to make people unhappy. But here's the thing. When you follow your path and your truth, that is when the universe and spirit is going to respond the quickest and with the most. You have no idea how much this one little step that you're taking right now, today, to just be kinder to yourself, it's going to change your entire life for the better. This is step 1. You know, if you're just beginning, you know, I know that you feel this strange pull towards something bigger and greater than what you're doing right now. And this is step 1. You got to learn how to love yourself. Get used to taking some risks with people that are uncaring. Just know that some of those relationships are going to fall out of your life. But the thing about it is that you have to get rid of some things to make room for what's to come. And what is to come is so much better than anything that you might leave in the past. I'm telling you. Learn how to love yourself. That's the first step to following your truth and you're following your path, then what's going to happen? Sweet results await. I mean, it's going to be so good. You have no idea. So, all right, let's get maybe a couple of healing cards. I know this is like getting a little bit long. So these are daily healing cards for awakening your best self. Let's see. Acquire gratitude for life itself. Like that's, I mean, that's like right along the lines of what I was saying. Like, you know, when you have those anxious thoughts, which to me, the monkey mind is the negativity, the anxious thoughts, like all that stuff when it's like spiraling out of control, which maybe it doesn't spiral out of control for you, but I think probably for a lot of you it does. So, you know, when you feel that anxiety set in, like it might be a good idea to just sit down when you're not anxious and make yourself a list of all the things in your life that you're grateful for, even life itself. And that's how I start I speak my gratitude out loud on a daily basis. And I say, that's what I start. I say, thank you for this life. That's the very first thing I say. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this body. Thank you for each and every single breath that you give me. And then I go on to list, whatever else comes to my mind, which often is my family and my friends, my son, of course, and my family and my friends. And, just the ability to like think and to speak and anyway, telling you all about like my gratitude, affirmations and whatnot, all the things that I say. But remind yourself that you are a soul spirit being. Yes. It could go a long way to helping you be kinder to yourself. If you remember, please try hard to remember. You are a soul spirit being. Like, your body is just the vehicle to get you through this life, but your essence, who you really are, is your soul. And your soul, you are connected to spirit. You know what I mean? Like, direct connection. You just have to tap into it. But you are not a human body. You're a soul having a human experience, and your body is it's not really what matters. So be aware that your thoughts and feelings are just as impactful as your actions. Yes. Like I was saying, your words and your thoughts, they're sending out that vibration. That's the energy that you're putting out. And that's what the universe is going to respond to. So yeah. Your thoughts and your feelings are just as impactful as your actions. All right. It's really important to remember that, the things that you think, the things that you say, even the way that you feel. If you start feeling, I didn't shuffle these back in, so I'm going to put them back into the deck from last time. So if if you start feeling like if your energy dips and your mood dips, your vibe dips, right? Like, notice it quickly. Think on your feet. To me, that's like a quick response, right? Be foxy. Know you're foxy because you're fucking foxy. Like, you're hot. You just might not believe it. Maybe you're not happy with your body, but who is? You know what I mean? Like, and your body's constantly changing. Like, it's not ever gonna be the same, like, one year to the next. I mean, maybe it is if you're lucky, but like mine's not. It seems like like every year I look different. Like, my body is different. Like, my weight fluctuates like crazy. Like, bodies are fluid, but your soul is your soul. You are who you are, and people love you for what's inside a hell of a lot more than what's outside. If they're, decent people that deserve to have a place in your life, they're not as concerned with how you look. They care about your heart, and your mind. And all right, we got a few of these. So I feel like this one came out first. Freedom. Follow your heart and nurture your soul with love and freedom to grow. All right. So yes, with self-love comes so much freedom. And then we have celebration and reflection. So freedom and reflection. See all aspects. Reflection says, see all aspects of yourself through the reflection of one who mirrors your hidden self. For some reason, it reminds me of that quote, which has been popping into my head today. So maybe it's a message that I'm meant to share with you, that you're meant to hear right now. I think it goes, the beauty that you see in me is a reflection of you. And what Spirit wants me to tell you is that when you are looking at someone else or thinking about someone else or whatever, and you know, when you see qualities about them that you like, that you find attractive, that you admire, Spirit wants you to know that all of those same qualities are within you. The reason that you can see that beauty is because you have it yourself. It's just, you know, consider the possibility that maybe it's just that you don't see it yet. That it's there, but you don't see it. Like a butterfly, you know? Butterflies, I don't think can ever see their own wings, but they're beautiful, they're gorgeous. We can all see them. We all know they're beautiful. But does the butterfly know it's beautiful? I don't know. I think humans are really a lot like that. I think most of us don't really know that we're beautiful. I mean, beauty is so subjective, and like it's hard to stay in that constant knowing that you're attractive or that you're beautiful. But like when you really start loving yourself and treating yourself as though you love yourself, like with love and care, like real genuine love and care, you will know. You will come to that knowing that you are beautiful, that you have a beautiful soul, and that your beautiful soul deserves to be loved, and that's why you're loving it, you know. And then other people are gonna see that, and they're gonna treat you the way, you know, the way you treat yourself. Like you're showing people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. So if you treat yourself poorly, other people see that, they're gonna treat you poorly because they think it's okay. Don't let that shit happen. So yeah, like loving yourself gives you a lot of freedom, because like you will realize that you have the power within you to cut off relationships that are toxic. You know, that is very freeing. I mean, I had to do that recently myself. So celebration here. So celebrate your achievements. You truly are a gift to the universe. So yeah, that is really the theme of this entire, I think that's the message. Like, you are truly a gift to the universe. You just you probably don't know it yet, and that's okay. Or maybe you have like this little inkling, like maybe here and there, like it pops in your head, like, yeah, you know, I'm pretty all right. Like, no, mofo, you are amazing, and you are wonderful, and you are a gift to the universe, because you know what? Nobody else in the universe has what you have to offer. Nobody. There is something special and unique about you, about what you can give to the world that no one else can. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. You're lovely, and you're divine. And I hope that you always know that. And I'm really glad that I was drawn to do this reading, because I feel like this is such an important message for so many people. And it's, you know, it can be really hard to, I think it's just really hard to start. Like, that's the thing. Once you start and you really start noticing all the ways that you like are unloving to yourself, I mean, noticing is like really the first step. And then, you know, when you start noticing and you're like, damn, I'm really mean to myself. And then when you think of it in terms of like, would I say that to my best friend, or would I say that to my child, you know, or my parents, or you know, just think of somebody that you love with all your heart, you care about, you never would want to hurt them. And then compare what you're saying to yourself to, you know, what you would say to them. Does it line up? Does it match up? Are you nicer to people that you love than you are to yourself? Because really, you need to love yourself more than you love anybody else. Because, like, really, truly, I mean, let's just start with loving yourself as much as you love other people and then go from there. But, like, you really do need to be your own biggest fan and just ride or die for yourself. Like, be that first. Put yourself first. Make yourself the priority because you deserve it. And until you do, ain't nobody else gonna. I mean, really, probably not. You know, you really do teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself and what you allow. So the more you love yourself, the less BS you're going to allow, the less toxicity you're going to allow, and your life is just going to blossom and it's going to explode into something beautiful, more amazing and wonderful than you ever could imagine. You just have to begin that one little step. Be kinder to yourself. You deserve it. All right. Thanks, guys. It's not turning off.